Hello, and welcome back for part 8 of the Von Carstein Lord and Hero Only campaign. And we just beat this dwarf army, picked up another Fear of Aramar scroll. Alright. So how much movement range do I have on these vampires? None on him.
This better be important.
Not much on him. Okay, so he can actually launch this attack and still have most of his movement left. I'm just slightly concerned about what other armies could be lurking out of line of sight. There's no troops in Grenstadt, and I believe that this river ford takes quite a lot of movement to cross.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, basically just kills the rest of this lord's movement. Happy across the river. There's also a question about this army in the moot, I guess. So yeah, they're shown as being able to reach down, all the way down here. This army is not particularly scary. Spearmen are not effective. I mean, spearmen are about the best units I could be facing, I think. They're just not effective against the vampires. The swordsmen have quite a lot higher melee attack, which means they'll do more damage, but yeah, I'm definitely happy facing lots of spearmen. So what's this army likely to do? Looks like they can also get all the way up to the fort. I can certainly beat this army with Isabella.
I thirst.
I think I mainly just don't want to leave any of these lords in forced march.
Unachievable.
So looking at this, let's assume that I just leave this lord where he is, and this army decides to come attack him. Well, he can withdraw, and they're just sort of stuck in my territory taking attrition damage. I don't think the AI will do that, but it's hard to say. And I have walls in Schwarzhafen, and nothing in this army can... yeah, there's no siege attacker in the army, so I think I'm fine to go for this.
This night. To the shadows. My will alone.
Yeah, both reinforcements coming in.
Darkness.
Guess is yeah. There's also a question here about leveling up these vampire lords. I mean, now I've got the Children of the Night. Do I want to actually push on for the Necrarch ability, which was my aim? Or would I be better disbanding this guy so he's back in the, Lord Recruit pool? We still get this bonus from him, but I'd get in another Lord and I can start to level him up. There's an issue here. Yeah, I only get one new Lord of each of the types each turn. I think it's one. Anyway, yeah, there's only this one available. I guess I could get a Strigoi. Does Strigoi get the extra vampire capacity? Let's just check that. Yes, they do. Children of the Night. Yeah, okay. It occurs to me that having a vampire with access to Lightning Strike, like one vampire, that I would maybe keep in reserve and switch in as a general if necessary, is actually kind of a good idea, so I think keeping Wulfric here, getting to Lightning Strike and Necrarch on him before I consider disbanding him seems like a reasonable plan.
This better be important.
This vampire... yeah, that trait's nothing special at all. Let's just have him work towards Children of the Night and possibly disband him once he has the second point there. We are only like 2 turns of being, away from being able to pick up vampire heroes.
Obliterate.
Alright. I won't auto-resolve this, but it's only going to take a couple of minutes. It's interesting how this campaign's gone compared to how I thought it would go. I didn't consider... Like, I didn't imagine having quite as many lords as I have, and being able to, more or less, sustain them economically. A big part of that is the extra, like, income building in Drakenhof. But I think I have enough that I can actually have, like, 2 sets of 4 lords. So I can have Isabella Vlad plus 1 or 2 lords, and I can have, say, these lords in the south. I'm not quite as restricted as I thought I would be in terms of just not having, like, enough troops, or not being able to field troops on multiple fronts. I think I might actually be able to do that. At least in the early game, where 3 or 4 lords can actually deal with some of these enemy armies. So that's promising. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all we have to do is break the army, get the healing done at the end of the battle, and then more experience, more rolls in the magic item tables, so... Basically a freebie here. Yeah, I'm being overly conservative, letting them recover. These dwarf warriors just don't stand any chance.
Night comes. Come then, Earth! Let me split you in twain! Die, mortals, die! Yes! Mark this day in the book! Give them death.
Alright, very good. And, yeah, tiny bit of healing. Yep, that'll do it.
Moving.
Income from post-battle loot, that's pretty nice. Maybe something worth giving to Isabella.
This better be important.
Alright, and you can grab this Immortal Horror, which isn't great, but yeah, let's stick to the plan of getting up towards these points.
My will alone.
You will have take the rest of the dead, and we're good.
What do you want?
Unworkable.
Yeah, so if this army comes down to attack here, I can just withdraw. They won't be able to launch a follow-up attack.
My bloodline calls.
Not possible.
Suppose I might as well
Better be
just
important.
have this vampire... Well, he could go all the way back to Schwarzhafen. And these two can just stand here.
Unachievable.
What do you want?
I think standing about here is just fine.
This suits my cause.
Okay, so that's that little dwarf army sorted out. There'll be more dwarf armies coming. They're not at war with anyone else, I don't think.
As long as I
Yeah,
am Lord, this thing will receive no hospitality from me.
they're not going to be as aggressive as like the major factions like Drycho of sending out multiple stacks, I don't think, but on the other hand, they're unlikely to make peace with us unless we go and actually really beat them up badly, so they'll just be a nuisance for a while, I think. Okay, so this turn took care of Drycha,
Expand Sylvania's borders.
and I have my 2 lords up here. I guess I'm still kind of curious as to whether those 2 lords could take on the Mordheim garrison. It's a little... It's a little less appealing now as this army right here. So the home settlement for the Dryads faction is in this Griffin Wood that I haven't explored yet. I don't think Mordheim actually is doing much for them in terms of recruitment. Oh, I'm mistaken on that. They can actually recruit from here. They can recruit Dryads, okay. Yeah, so this would be worth raising if I could do it. On the other hand, Eshin is kind of a more logical target. They only have 5 units there.
More sleep shines.
This lord can get over and launch the attack.
Isabella.
Yeah, Isabella and Vlad have no movement.
Darkness
Okay, this vampire could force march over, and this vampire could force march over too. So presumably those 3 vampires together could take this on. I think Drycha is the... Yeah, Drycha's faction is the one I'm trying to wipe out next, just based on how strong her armies are even right now. I don't want to give her a chance to rebuild. I don't want to actually fight Drycha again if I can avoid it, because like her personal abilities are quite powerful as compared to, you know, all these minor Empire factions which are nothing very special. So I think what I'll do...
What do you want?
Let's have Edmund walk out to here,
Calls.
just get a sense of what's in the garrison. Okay, so there's 2 Deepwood Scouts and 3 Dryads. And I know that this army can't get back here except on force march, so they're not going to be able to launch an attack here. I imagine they'll attack Essen, although that's, you know, there's not much I can do about that, and I don't particularly care. I think taking the opportunity to grab this back would be great. So what I'll do is I'll actually launch the attack.
Kill them. Raise them.
Okay, they're at full strength. That's too bad. I'm not committed to this attack, of course. I can just withdraw and break the siege if I want. I'm not too concerned about the archers, but I think 3 units of Dryads is probably biting off more than I can chew for this vampire plus 2 other vampires in force march, which I think is all I can bring here. We can wait a turn on taking this out. I think losing lords unnecessarily is a little bad here, just because the numbers... I've got lots of gold, but there is just a limited number of replacements each turn I can get. Okay, well, no problem. Let's go ahead and withdraw.
Fight.
The garrison can't do anything to me here, so it's not a problem at all.
This better be important.
Yeah, he's out of movement, but that's fine. You also get to see what's in this orc army. So I have 10 units. Yeah, they're suffering very badly from corruption. We did get the non-aggression pact with them.
Stagger slashes down so we can talk.
Yeah, this is probably worth... I don't want a defensive alliance, but military access is probably worthwhile because I don't want to... I definitely don't want to fight this faction. Like, we're fighting enough people. It's inconvenient that they've picked up this territory that I'd like to take, but I can work with that. Let's see if they'll actually go for this military access so I can march in their territory without annoying them. Alright, so they want to turn it around and charge us some money. Nah, I don't think I want to pay. I'll give one more shot without any payment either way. No, they don't want that. Alright, no problem. I think it's possible that a revolt army shows up here once this army's moved out and actually destroys this, which would let me then take it, but Have to wait and see. So how many armies do I actually have? I've got 9. Wow. Yeah, so plus 120% upkeep. So basically all my units are costing more than double their base cost. And I'm still only losing around 1,000 a turn. Yeah, so we're at war. We're not at war with Kislev, but the Orcs are. But we are at war with this faction. Ostermark.
My hand hovers close to my blade.
Okay, they're also at war with the Bone Rattlers and with Dryads faction. Is there any chance I can get a peace treaty? No, okay, no worries. Doesn't seem like they have troops built up just yet. They've got 6 units here. How far can I get on regular movement? Yeah, then there's no way they can attack Nagenhof in a single turn. So I think Essen's not safe because of this army, but that's fine. I don't need to do anything here. I can just let it fall. But Nagenhof, I won't abandon or assume is going to be taken just yet.
The nation calls.
Let's bring this white hero back down. Certainly having a scout this far north I think is not worth it. I guess, yeah, you can see what's in this army coming past too. Ooh, war wagons and mortars. Well, I'm happy to see those units. Less so about handgunners.
No.
Okay, so they have this at tier 3, I see. And they have, yeah, the gunsmith. And they can get great swords, but they don't have the armory. Okay, interesting. Because they only do have this one settlement left, wiping them out, like taking this and wiping this faction out would be one less faction to be at war with. I think in the near term I'm just trying to end wars wherever I can. Okay, let's just sort out movement for these other lords and heroes. So Vlad and Isabella have a bit more movement range, but I think I'm willing to just use the fort here as bait. I mean, it's basically not worth anything to me. I'd rather have this vampire stand over here. Yeah, I don't want her to be in reinforcement range from the fort if it does get attacked. So she can just stand out here. Now if anyone attacks her, I get both the von Carsteins and the Templehof Garrison again. That'll do, I think. And got a level up here. Oh, and Vlad. Alright.
Carstein.
So Vlad's someone else who I could get to Lightning Strike and Necrarch, but let's maybe take a quick look at his unique skills at the top here. So he doesn't get a mount of any kind. Yeah, he's the only... Yeah. He's basically the only vampire lord who doesn't get a mount, I think. That's not useful. That is pretty good. I mean, that's fine too. Definitely pick that up at some point. He doesn't have his magic built up yet, so that's good. This is less important now. I'm going to be able to recruit vampires from Drakenhof, but I'll still pursue the blue line on Vlad too, I think. So, what to do with this lord? I mean, I think I'm inclined to disband him. He's probably costing me something like 1,500 between... I mean, that's his personal cost, right? But he's increasing the cost by 15% on everything else. So I think I'm inclined to just let him go. I suppose I can just move him as a scout to see what else is out here, and then just disband him. Alright, well, that wasn't so useful, but no worries. Let's double check. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. Okay, that puts me into the positive. Great. Yeah, this was in some sense even less useful because they spent points on stuff that's just not very valuable. They being, you know, the AI in charge of Manfred.
What is your will?
I'm not sure he's worth the money either. I'm kind of inclined to just let him sort of scout out this way and then disband him too. Definitely take all of his equipment off him.
Crypt King.
I wouldn't mind actually getting line of sight. Ah, perfect. I was just about to say I wouldn't mind getting line of sight to Dryads' home settlement. Okay, they're making a lot of money out of this. And they have a full stack garrison, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is a very solid looking garrison. A whole mix of units. Okay, and they do have another tree men, wow. Yeah, I have to be very careful about taking this out. Okay, that's very good to know. I actually wasn't familiar with, you know, what they had in there, so this was not a bad scouting mission. Alright, good job, Melchior. You may come back at some point, but for now, I do not require your services. Guess I could have Isabella just end the turn in Templehof. Yeah, actually that was good because it means I full heal here. The next turn I can either attack this army or take Eschen, depending on how things go. Alright, I believe that's all the movement I want to do with my existing armies. Let's do building. Oh.
What do you want?
Yeah, so I was a little silly here. I should have, because this guy makes building cheaper, I should have done the building while he was done the territory. I guess I guess in this case it's safe to force march and just get that discount, because I want to start the all-important mausoleum. Alright, this doesn't need building. Now, Castle Templehof I can start building something else, because that upgrading it to tier 3 as well, that's probably worth doing. Okay, they've got some troops building up here.
I am darkness.
It already has walls. I could invest more in the defenses. It's a little hard to predict how quickly I'll be able to expand and how defensive I need to be here. I'm certainly not going to be able to expand that quickly just because I have enemies on all sides. So let's do this. I suppose I could go back to my original plan, I think, and go for growth here. Also opens up another Necromancer slot. Sure, I think I like that a bit better than building more fortifications. And this I can upgrade. Right. I'm going to leave the fort completely for now because again I think it's just liable to get taken. And I don't really want to put money into repairing it. Okay, so there's going to be another rebellion in Averheim, which is funny because there's already a rebellion army here. Alright. Leaving that. So Manfred's out of action for another 3 turns. I can recruit another lord if I want to. Oh, discipline's a really good trait. Yeah, this is a good trait to have on a lord who's going to actually have some heroes with him. So like I was saying, I'm imagining like Isabella, Vlad, and maybe this vampire. Yeah, this Lamia vampire can be one squad. and I can make another squad with, say, these 3 Vampire Lords, plus a 4th one, plus some extra heroes.
I thirst. Yes, my sire.
You dare? I will alone.
I probably should have looked at what that hero, what trait that Lord had, and possibly swapped him in for one of these other ones with a weaker trait, but that's okay.
What?
Let's hold off on that just for now. Spent quite a bit of gold this turn, but I shouldn't have to be spending as much. I will be starting to recruit lots of vampires, and they will get expensive on the upkeep. So this would take me back up to 8 armies, yeah. And it'd be an extra 1300 income. Yeah, let's hold off. Let's hold off on that. And I don't think I need to do any more building, so... yeah, there's some minor bits and pieces with followers that I should just sort out here. So anything with campaign movement range I really like on Isabella, and I want post-battle loot as well, but the other more minor things I can just give to our heroes. Yeah, let's have this one. Line of sight we don't need. You can grab that. Magic item drop chance. Okay, and you apparently... oh, you already have a black cat. Okay. The raise dead cost doesn't do anything for me because I'm not allowed to raise dead. And yeah, I had a couple of items too. So we had the scroll. Yeah, this is the discipline guy. Let's give him a scroll. It's not super useful, probably just a scroll of shielding. Yeah. Then I also have this weapon, Warrior Bane. Yeah, someone in Isabella's army should have that. So we can give it to the high level Necromancer. I think eventually my plan will be just to have a single Necromancer in this army, and Discipline is probably the trait I want. So I'll have him in here for the regen aura and possibly his help with spellcasting. And then the rest of the stack will be vampires. Just because of how much Isabella boosts them. Okay. And I don't think I have any other units, followers to assign. Yeah, there's a lot of micromanagement with this, with having so many armies and heroes. I will try and not spend more time on it than I need, but you can see how many ranks up we got in a single turn. It's crazy. Okay. Just trying to think if there's anything else I need to do here. Oh, I can recruit another Necromancer because the one got killed. Yeah, I should do that. And let's recruit him down in the south so he can potentially join my... I'm thinking of sort of like a southern versus northern split, and the southern troops are definitely weaker at this stage, so maybe a Necromancer for them. Fortunately, these aren't great traits. Just go for Master of the Black Arts. So yeah, he can join one of the armies next turn. Okay. And we are losing some corruption there, which is bad. I maybe demolished the wrong building to make space for the mausoleum. Like, I should have demolished this and kept the corruption building. Let's just leave it for now. We are going to have public order issues there, but I don't have to address it immediately. And it'll help taking Eschen back, obviously. Okay, I think that is everything. I haven't tried to do any diplomacy with the other vampire camp factions, but frankly they're too far away to really interact with me, so I'm just not going to spend time on it. Oh. Yes, do I want to demolish any buildings here? I'm assuming this is just lost. Nagenhof. That's given me an extra necromancer slot, and that's given me corruption. But the corruption building would sell for 1200. Let's just leave it. I think that's okay. Alright. Wow, so they stayed in force march. That's really interesting. Oh, they came back to Eschen. Okay. Sure. Alright, and there's a Telebackland army that I kind of knew was coming. Okay, and here's this Empire army. Yeah. So, as I said, I have the option to withdraw here. And this army is right on the edge of its movement range, so I don't believe it's going to be able to follow up. This army is coming to the moot, okay. I think this rebel army will actually take out the sieging army now. Yep. Okay. And then it will lay siege. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Not possible.
Yeah, so what happened here was... this army walked into our territory, ran out of movement, and is kind of stuck here, and you can already see they've taken damage, and they're going to take more damage by the start of their next turn. On the other hand, you know, the downside is I don't have a great way to deal with them.
Who wishes the red?
Presumably I can't get Vlad or Isabella.
Carstein.
Ooh, not quite. Yeah, Force March gives a huge amount of movement, but not that not that much.
Dragas. Tula.
Decisions.
I can't.
Yeah, so they stuck that other stack into the moot. So I've got to be aware that they could potentially bring this army into support here. This army I don't have anything to deal with, but that's alright. I think I should bring Isabella, Vlad, Shinmir, and Edmund and try and wipe out this army while it's in force march. Now they are in the garrison, so they get the benefit of those extra garrison troops. But still, the opportunity to just kind of cleanly wipe this army out and take Eschen back is something I feel like I shouldn't pass up, probably. And there's no more troops building here. Before I do any fighting, I think I just wanted to do a quick check of whether there's any chance of a peace treaty.
So, I want to parley with the dead. Be gone. Yes? My hand hovers close.
Yeah, the thing is, we appear pretty weak to them, so I think they just look at this and think, why would we make peace? We've got the upper hand, sort of thing. Alright.
Unworkable.
I don't think 3 Vampire Lords plus the Necromancer can deal with this army. If they were stood within reinforcement range of the city here, and I got the garrison too, I could take them on, I'm pretty sure. But if we're not going to fight them, then we need to run away. Because otherwise, they'll be able to come and kill us.
My bloodline.
Well, someone can stand in the city. That's fine.
Unworkable.
The attrition really does take its toll. Like, if they besiege and they bring in another army to support, they'll lose, you know, 40% of their troops to attrition before they can actually launch an assault. So I think I kind of just want to bide my time here.
Unachievable.
Darkness comes. Good. This will do.
Oh no, hold on. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck within this guy's
Unworkable.
zone of control. I did not think about that.
You dare. No.
Yeah, so they didn't attack this vampire, but they ended the turn so close to him that he now can't get out. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Unachievable.
Yes. This night.
Okay, I don't think that's a sort of an incentive to try and fight this battle with just my 3 vampires and the necromancer. I believe that's not going to work. So, that being the case, I think my plan is simply to disband this guy, since he's otherwise just going to get sort of killed for free. Alright, my other 2 lords can move freely though. Yeah.
I
And how
can't.
far east can you get? You can get over this way.
Ready.
I think walking over here and going into ambush stance is pretty reasonable. I don't care too much. Like, if they want to chase me across this territory where they're taking vampiric attrition,
We are in agreement.
even assuming that they spot the ambush, like, I'm fine with them doing that, I think.
Night march.
We're sort of just stalling down in the south now they've brought this full stack in.
Do you need
Um,
fresh troops?
I'm not going to join this necromancer into the army because they're not going to be fighting just yet. I think I probably will pick up this disciplined lord as a replacement, though. And he can stay in the settlement, yeah. Can have this necromancer come just get line of sight of the moot.
This way.
I think what's going to happen here is they besiege, or one thing that could happen is they besiege and then bring in this army to reinforce.
Unworkable. Not possible.
Maybe I don't want these armies in ambush stance. Maybe I want them to come launch this attack and then I just withdraw.
This night.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that probably makes more sense.
To the shadows.
Unworkable.
More sleep shines.
If this positioning, you know, if I have this positioning slightly wrong, one of these lords gets killed, it's not the end of the world.
I hunt.
Alright, so how about dealing with stuff up here?
Bow. Very well. It is done.
So, my plan is Isabella, 1, 2, 3 other lords. Just check if I want to do any building here with this lord while he's giving the discount, and the answer is no.
Descendant of Bathory.
Tula in fear.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think this is my kind of best bet to do with this army.
Death and destruction. All shall
Wow. I'm saying wow just because of, like, even with just Isabella, I have the advantage. That's really interesting. That's just, I'm really surprised by that, given how many Dryads they have. Alright, and they also have this Treeman Lord. Okay, so he's not quite as hard to hit as a regular Treeman, but still can obviously be powerful.
shed their blood.
Okay,
Yes, this suits my cause.
so let's go ahead and try and come in such that we're standing on the same side of things as Isabella.
I am invincible. Cloaked in darkness.
It is night. It will be done.
Yeah, I don't want like one of these reinforcing armies coming from
Move!
like behind the enemy or something silly like that.
No mercy!
Alright, no, you need to get closer.
Undeath Ascendant. Strike out! Bring
There we
them
go. Okay,
death.
good. Yeah. Sort out magic items once the battle starts. There's no other hero I'm bringing in here. Right, okay, let's do it.
Annihilate them!
I'm kind of curious as to how much damage I take if I auto-resolved. I think it's possible something like a Necromancer dies, but I'm definitely not going to do that. Ah, I forgot to think about taking the vampire heroes off their mounts. Alright, well, we'll have to just make do.
Isabella von Carstein! Bow before me! The living will join us!
Necromancer, it is time.
I obey.
Okay. So they have a couple of units of missile troops, a couple of fast-moving units, wolves, and then most of their forces, the Dryads, and then they have their lord, who's the tree man too. Should have checked what magic he has. It's a direct damage spell. Ooh, it does vigor damage too. Kind of annoying. Flock of Doom, that's not going to do anything. And Wild Form, yeah, right. Bit concerned about these necromancers. If I leave them somewhere else, though, they're liable to actually get targeted by some of the fast units. I think I'll... Yeah, it's a bit of a tough call. I think I'll avoid spreading my army out.
Swiftly!
Oh yeah, I can't see their archers because they hide. Yeah, that's right. So I'm hoping I can get a big clump up of the Dryads, drop a lot of AoE damage onto them with the bound spells and Vlad's sword ability.
Vlad von Carstein.
The characters I really want involved in the fighting are my Vampire Lords and White King. Like, everyone else is a little... it's a little squishy still, I think.
Immortal!
Maybe when the archers show themselves I can have the Mounted Vampires deal with them. I think given how quickly they've taken damage in the last couple of battles, I'll hold them back at the beginning. I'm never quite sure whether to just spam Arcane Conduit throughout the battle.
Find me!
I think since I already have 30 Winds of Magic, I think I'll hold off on it. There's some connection between, like, yeah, the recharge rate, you know, 1 power per 3 seconds. Yeah, I think there's some reason. I think you're better off, if you already have 30 Winds of Magic, I think you're better off just not trying to fill this immediately, just given the long cooldown on Arcane Conduit, but like I say, I'm not totally sure how that works.
Countess! His lady! Tremble, mortals! Into darkness! At once!
Alright, we're going to be hit by archers pretty soon here, I think. Wow, look at this sort of slow, inexorable march.
Isabella von Carstein! Swiftly!
They don't mind us getting this close, it's interesting.
Isabella! At once!
I could drop down some magic here, but it's just going to be so much more effective when they're all clumped up on top of us. Okay, here come the bats.
Cease!
And here come their other stuff. Right.
They will suffer!
Okay, if they're not committing all their troops in at once, that's got to be good for us as well, I'd imagine. Okay, he just cast a buff spell on his Dryads. That's okay. Yeah, I'm kind of baffled as to what the AI is thinking here, but
Blood von Carstein!
whatever.
All shall perish!
Yeah, the bats don't stand much of a chance. The Dryads are far more difficult to take down, but we're still doing pretty well here. Not having to use too much regeneration. Alright, those units are routing, great. Let them just go.
Isabella von Carstein!
I do feel like I'm kind of abusing the AI here. The AI just seems to not really understand how to deal with my army, but I'm also not losing sleep over it, to be honest. Maybe they're being smart. I mean, it is the case that if they just piled on me, like, I would also be able to use magic really effectively, so... Alright, there are some archers, but there's probably too many troops around. I think they're not going to be... yeah, we can maybe chase them off a little, but...
Swiftly! At once!
I can't do much to them when there's other troops around.
Victory is mine!
Yeah, there's not much point being shot for no reason, just hold back. Our melee troops for now at least are doing totally fine. Okay, here's a bigger clump of Dryads. This looks like a pretty good time to pop down the AoE magic there. See how much damage this does to them. Oh yeah, that was like half a unit gone. Okay, excellent.
Your desire?
Everyone's sort of holding on okay.
Quickly!
Oops. No, you stay in combat.
We rule the night! Vampire! Swiftly! We are immortal!
Dealt with quite a lot of their Dryads.
I am darkness!
Okay, here come another wave of melee troops.
Light has fallen!
Let's maybe focus on... I think I'll drop an overcast in the heck. Some more of my characters taking a bit of damage. Yeah, we need to also get that ability down on their lord.
Darkness reigns! Return them to the grave! Blood von Carstein! End them!
So be it!
Yeah, I think part of the problem is that we're just dividing, kind of just dividing damage between multiple of their units, which is very efficient. I think we're still just about doing okay here. We haven't really damaged their lord. Oh, this is a bit of a problem. Running out of healing on the necromancer. Yikes.
Excellent. Isabella von Carstein.
Maybe worth dropping a Wind of Death here, given healing is finite. I'm not sure. No, I probably shouldn't do it.
Fine. I am immortal. Vampire. I hunger.
Alright, you're struggling a little. I actually think I should just try and pull you out of there. Yeah, so in the decision between sending the necromancers in and holding them back, I'm kind of finding myself regretting
Necromancer.
sending in the necromancers.
Magic.
Kneel before your master. Attack!
These vampires definitely took way too much damage. I need to just get out of there.
We are the new order.
Regretting not having them on foot in the main army for sure here.
Die.
Blood von Carstein.
Okay, we need some leadership help.
It shall be done.
So maybe bring this hero back and try and drop a Penumbral Pendulum.
Swiftly.
There's not that much of their army left, but
I drink their blood.
I don't want to lose heroes if possible, obviously. Okay, now you get back.
It is done.
Surprised this Vampire Lord's taking so much damage, honestly.
Isabella.
I didn't think it'd be him who'd be... Yeah, I didn't think the Vampire Lords would end up struggling so much.
We surpass Nagas. Might has fallen.
Yeah, Necromancer's getting wiped out there.
Vampire. What?
You're still taking arrow fire.
Vampire.
Maybe this wasn't a good idea after all.
At once. Swiftly.
Well, the characters I care most about are still doing okay, but yeah, the Necromancer's
Yes. Yes.
dying is annoying. I maybe needed to just focus on their lord more, but I feel like I could have done that and then
Everywhere is death.
not really had it,
In your throne.
like not quite been able to finish him off or whatever.
Queen of darkness.
Okay, looks like they're getting the army losses now. Yeah. Okay, well, that's gonna be costly. Again, it's not clear which characters get wiped out.
Summoning begins.
So my highest level necromancer survived, that's good, but the disciplined guy could have died, which would be a little frustrating. That's really interesting, trying to gauge my my strength in these battles. Like, I think I did worse here than the Order Resolve would have, which obviously isn't good. I think I made a mistake not having my two vampire heroes on foot. They should have been on foot in melee the whole time, regenerating, not getting shot, and probably that was the biggest thing I should have done differently. I'm just waiting for the regen aura.
Fill my beating heart.
Oh, it looks like... Wait.
Dead are mine.
Ah. Maybe I did... Okay. I thought this guy... Oh, maybe the regen was stopped because his leadership's too low. I see. Alright, well in that case, maybe drop a heal on you. Yeah, only a close victory. I wonder if I should try using the Raised Dead more. Like, I feel the spell points are precious and everything, and I want to save them for healing and so forth, but dropping down zombies just to occupy their archers maybe was worthwhile there since the Raised Dead is so cheap. Like the high level necromancer casts it for about 4 winds of magic, I believe now. Alright, that's something I'll try next time, I think, is not just holding on to magic for healing. Because I'm actually hitting the healing cap here, right? Alright, and 1 necromancer did die. Oh, and this other lord did too, that's right, okay. Let's go ahead and occupy this, they don't have any money anyway.
Shed their blood.
Yeah, so you're gone for good. Oh, my... Hold on. This lord didn't die. Okay. So I lost...
Countess of Sylvania.
Yeah, I lost the disciplined necromancer, but that was it. Okay. Well, again, I feel like I got off pretty lightly here. Yeah, definitely things to improve on the strategy side in these battles. I felt that army was quite strong, and I think it's good to have wiped it out, especially because I sort of got lucky again, and this guy lived, and yeah, only one person actually died, and I can re-recruit a new necromancer right now. Yeah, definitely stuff to ponder with these fights. It will help for sure getting more vampires in because, yeah, like +4 more vampires basically available to join the armies. Well, I can recruit them next turn, but then they won't be able to join the army till the turn after that. But 4 more vampires in a couple of turns will be really helpful. I think it's possible Isabella has to kind of come down here to deal with these stacks now, though. Just sort of looking at this. I wonder if I can make peace with Dryads. They've got no troops, but they're not willing to make peace. They just hate us too much. Alright, so it goes sometimes. I wonder if there's any chance that Sterland or someone else actually goes after the Wargrove of Woe now. Sterland doesn't have a board with them, that's unfortunate. How does Talabachman feel about them? Yeah, they're not friends by any means. Don't think Dryads is really friends with anybody.
I cannot.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it if one of the other factions decided to just like capitalize and go to war with Dryads because she's so weak. We'll just have to see. Okay, that's gonna do it for this one. A bit more stuff to do this turn with building, recruiting, and research, but I'll pick that up at the start of the next part. So thanks again for watching, and bye for now.